So I think the time has come to start really dealing in the truth versus delusion to what essentially this Brexit deal actually really is. And I'm still waiting on, the economists to weigh in on what the results of this are going to be. However, I think it might be at least a couple of weeks more before we start to see those analyses appear. Now, what I'm really interested in is if the government will actually publish one themselves, or if they do one, will they actually keep it under wraps for as long as they possibly can? I highly suspect that they will. And remember, this is a government that is going to try in every single way to try and prove that Brexit was a success. And not only that, but the Brexit media will as well. Because these were essentially the cheerleaders cheering on, the tragedy that is essentially to come next year. And they themselves will be trying to justify anything they possibly can as some sort of great Brexit dividend or even victory. And these will be negligible at best and outright lies at most. you know, so this is where we have to really start to tackle these things, because this is what will lead us back into the EU. When people start to understand what we lost, what we've given up, and the situation that we are currently in. Because make no mistake, even though I am happy that we got this deal and we avoided the cliff edge of a no-deal Brexit, be under no estimation that this deal is not good. This deal is worse than our current EU membership. Which basically begs the question, why did we leave the EU when all the Brexiteers were guaranteeing us that we would somehow get a better deal? So if that's the case, why not just rejoin the European Union then? Which is the question that we should be constantly pushing into the media, into our politicians' faces, into everyone as quickly and as the best way as we can. And I will be doing this on my channel. Just trust me, if people think that Brexit is over from the 1st of January, think again. It will be with us for a long, long, long time to come. So, before we jump into today's article, please do hit that like and share button. And of course, down below, there's a link to my Patreon page as well as a one-off donation link. And thank you very much to the people that do support me that way. So today, we go over to Zello Street because he's written a very good blog on essentially, look, this Brexit deal, there's a lot of truth to it when you read the actual deal itself, but of course, the brave and fearless Brexit press are, well, pumping out lie after lie as much as they possibly can. So, on with this. So, this is from Zello Street, as we said, and the title is Brexit Deal, Truth versus Delusion. So, our free and fearless press is today trying to move on to other news, to gloss over the shortcomings already apparent. But for those still inhabiting the real world, it is becoming increasingly clear that the much-vaunted Brexit deal, hailed as a triumph for the alleged Prime Minister Alexander Johnson, is nothing of the sort. Yesterday, in the UK at least, the more sycophantic was off the scale. The Daily Mail led the orgy of crawling polemically with "Get ready for blast-off Britain. UK gears up for business boom with Brexit deal done. PM urges all MPs to back him as it's the right thing to do. The economy will bounce back in 2021, helped by the post-Brexit trade deal," experts said last night. This was claimed to be, quote, unrivaled news coverage. Which, not for the first time, with the inmates or the Northcliffe house bunker, it was not. Nor was the equally sycophantic outpouring from the Murdoch Times, which told readers, quote, a news special relationship claims that Gove claims Brexit deal is fresh start for Britain after years of ugly politics. Ugly politics, much of which has seen Michael Oinky Grove intimately involved, and no one should take one word he utters on trust. Not to be outdone in this crawling contest, the Daily Brexit, still called The Express, told its dwindling audience victory in Brexit trade deal will help the UK emerge as a leading economic powerhouse. Boris heralds our new golden age. But then came the bursting of the balloon, as the European Commission revealed just what the UK had really won. And the scorecard made for grim reading. The return of border checks, the return of roaming charges, no more frictionless trade, no full participation in open skies policy, and worst of all, no automatic recognition of professional qualifications by the EU, topped with an end to financial services passporting, which will screw over the City of London. As to the claims that the UK has averted the possibility of reciprocal tariff appreciations by the EU, Richard Murphys has bad news. He said, I am most amused to read some of the detail of the Brexit agreement, in particular in the level playing field section. I do note that the UK won out against regulatory alignments on divergence. There are, quote, rebalancing measures instead, which read very much like tariffs to me. And there is more. While UK-based media has spun for its supper that outside the country is under no such obligation, especially not the New York Times, which noted the loss of the financial services passporting, commenting, the loss is especially painful for Britain, which ran a surplus of over $18 billion or $24 billion on trade in financial services with the European Union in 2019, but a deficit of $97 billion or $129 billion on trade goods. But do go on. The rest of the deal is that the European Union retains all of its current advantages in trading, particularly with goods, and the UK loses all of its current advantages in the trade for services, says Tom Caspi, the former director of the Institute for Public Policy Research, a research institute. The outcome of this trade negotiation is precisely what happens with most trade deals. The larger party gets what it wants and the smaller party rolls over. The smaller party being the UK. Already, fishermen leaders are talking of betrayal, of Bozo caving in to the EU. There will be more in the same vein. The mixture of spin to downright lying peddled by the press, typically by the Mail, claiming that Michel Barnier had, quote, sidelined and Bozo had negotiated directly with the European Commissioner Ursula von der Leyen, and is about to be exposed as a complete sham. Is an alleged skill of the UK's negotiators. David Frost, presented as the brilliant negotiator by the Mail, was mismatched and outclassed by the EU climb down. Was no such thing. The UK has rolled over and the rest of the world is laughing at our delusion and ignorance. The press is happy, but its bosses won't be losing their jobs, and I'll just leave that one there. And that is true. We have absolutely, when you really look at the deal, it's a complete rollover. The EU keeps every advantage that they had originally, while we lose nothing. And the fact that we always said, again, go back, just the end of last year, where we were once again staring at a possible cliff edge because we needed another extension and we weren't sure whether we were going to get one, so we had to force Boris to go for another extension. We were saying this very loud and clear. In these types of trade deals, the larger partner, which in this case is the EU, gets what it wants, and the much smaller partner, which is us, has to roll over. And if people are thinking that we're somehow going to get a good deal from any other country, think again. Think very much again on this. So, and trust me, I guarantee you more will come out in the coming days of just more stuff that we have really rolled over that is not going to be good for us, especially in the long term, but just once again goes to show you that Brexit was just always a bad idea. You know, we've lost a lot of stuff economically, rights-wise, and what have we gained in return? Sovereignty? Not according to the EU, because they still have maintained pretty much all their rights when it comes to trading with us. Looks like sovereignty is meant to be a two-way street, where if you are willing to share sovereignty, you can get more done and more, benefits from each other. But not in a situation like this, where we have acted, in the most worst way possible, where, to put it there, the entire world is now pretty much laughing at us for our delusions of grandeur and lies. And we are once again on course to become the sick man of Europe, and essentially to repeat the 50s, 60s, and ultimately the 70s, where we first joined the European Union to fix our ailing economy. And history will have a very bizarre way of repeating itself, that I can assure you. So, as always, thanks for watching. Please do remember to hit the like and share button. And of course, down below, there's a link to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link. And of course, if you like the article there, please do give Zello Street a visit. And of course, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.